Hello, welcome to our qigong session today. And I'd like to focus today a little bit on acknowledging that we are now in 2026 and there's a whole process around the new year. But in qigong and Chinese mythology and philosophy, we take a slightly different approach. And I'd like to share that a bit with you today. So if you're feeling a bit tired, and perhaps not feeling like you've got the energy to leap into the new year. Obviously, we've been in it for a good few weeks now, but you might not feel like you've got that new year, new you feeling, and that's okay. Today is about acknowledging where we're at with the seasons, giving a bit of a different perspective for you to help you feel a bit more balanced in terms of the seasons and aligned with the sense of spring that's coming. So we're still in a rest time. We're still sort of cultivating that rest and that energy, ready for those seeds to come up in a few months' time for spring. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for spring. And a lot of my qigong students in my classes, this week in particular, have been saying that, oh God, it's really grey outside. Can't wait for spring energy to come. So I think we're just in that last bit of winter hanging on, aren't we? But fear not, fret not, we're going to support you today to move some of that energy to open up to a different interpretation of the new year, which comes a bit later, and to get the body moving and to bring some warmth into your body as well. Okay, so if you're brand new to my sessions, welcome. It's lovely to have you join. We're going to be super gentle, very calm. You can do this practice seated if you want to. Just make sure you have feet on the ground if you can, and a nice straight back. And also it's ideal not to have arms on your chair because you might hit them with your arms, but it's okay. You work with what you've got. You can adjust the movements. Just do what you need to do to keep yourself comfortable and safe. And for those that are joining me standing, then I'll walk you through that and we'll do some stretches and we'll get the posture today, the qigong posture. But ideally you want a bit of space. So we're going to be doing arm movements up and to the side. So just check you've got enough space around you and that you're not going to hit anything. And also a glass of water is really good because we're moving energy. So ideally you want to keep hydrated. And make sure you drink after the session as well to help that energy flow, to help your system do all of that healing work that it needs to do. Okay, good. So we'll go into some gentle stretches together. For those of you that have come to my classes before, welcome to you as well. It's lovely to have you back. You'll know these stretches, they'll be familiar. I like to do the same stretches for pretty much all my classes because they're the ones that I do every day. It's like a ritual. It gets us prepared for the practice, physically, but also sort of psychologically, energetically. We know that the body is opening up to embrace the qigong session. And I do it as well in my Tai Chi class that I attend as a student. So these are traditional Chen Tai Chi stretches to really loosen and get the body ready. To begin, we're going to bring a bit of warmth into the body with some tapping. So I'd like you to cup your hand slightly so it's not completely flat. You've got a slight indent in the hand. And we're going to start tapping around the sternum area. Taking some nice deep breaths. We're going to tap down the inside of the arm. Doesn't matter which arm you begin, keeping the cup shape in that hand. Tap down the inside of the arm and clapping the hands at the end. Coming back up the outside. And then holding that elbow, giving yourself a bit of a tap on the upper back and shoulder. And coming back down. We're going to tap, there's a soft spot just under your collarbones here. We're going to tap around here. Just find the right pace and also firmness for the tapping. It could be really soft. It might be a bit more firm. Don't make an assumption. See what your body wants, what feels right and comfortable for you today. We want to meet the body as it is, and it can change from day to day, week to week. So part of the practice is slowing down and tuning into the body. Cupping the other hand, same down the other arm. And clapping the hands at the end. Coming back up the outside. holding that elbow, tapping your upper back. Coming down to that soft spot under your collarbone again, nice deep breath. Okay, we're going to work our way down to this area. So again, listen to what feels right for you. You don't want to sort of, hit too hard. So just listen to what feels right. We're going to make very gentle fists, just bringing the fingers like so. And we're going to do some thymus thumping. So just gently pumping this area. So this is where the thymus glands are. The thymus gland is, and we're going to release T cells. So as we do this, we're releasing T cells, which is helping your system, your body to fight infection. It's good for the immune system, it's good for health, it's a great way to start the day. But also when we do this thymus thumping, we're also bringing in some energy. So you can imagine that we're almost like the great ape hitting our chest before we go into battle. We don't want to go into battle, but it's bringing that surge of energy to face the day and whatever is ahead. You might notice that you feel a bit maybe uplifted, a bit of tingling energy sensation. Just be curious. It's okay if you don't feel that. We all experience energy in different ways and we're connected to our body in different ways. Okay. Coming down to the stomach. For this one, we can tap like so, just around the tummy, or you can give it a bit of a rub. See what feels good for you. The rub tends to be a bit more gentle, whereas the tapping is a little bit firmer. We're going to tap down the inside of the legs and then come up the outside. For this, soften, bend your knees to make it nice and easy for yourself. We're not pushing very much in this class. Some of the stretches and moves are a little bit more challenging for the body, but it's not about pushing. It's still about being very gentle. We're going to tap down the inside of the legs like so. Just go as far down as you can or want to. And then coming up the outside of your legs. So keeping the cup shape in your hands, we're going to tap the thighs. So you've got nice, floppy, relaxed arms. You don't want to be like this. Try and bring in as much relaxation as you can. And then tapping the lower back. And with our fingertips, just the very tips of your fingers, you're going to gently tap up the back of the neck. To the top of your head. We're going to focus on a point in your head. It's the middle back of the head. We're just going to tap around there. This will come in shortly when we just get our posture before we go into the practice. So just remember this point. And then tap all over the head. Imagine these little raindrops just dropping all around. And then coming to the forehead. Imagine just tapping away any tension, any stress. Imagine it rolling away. I like to imagine it's like a grey cloud rolling away from the body as we do these stretches and warm-ups. Okay, we're going to tap a few points around the face. For those of you that have come to my EFT tapping sessions, you'll be familiar with these points as well. So some of these are what we call EFT tapping points, but ultimately they are meridian points. So as we tap around, we're helping our energy to flow. We're also helping the system to reduce cortisol, reduce stress, and enter more of a relaxation state for the practice. Okay, so we put our fingers to begin on the inner eyebrow. So just here like so, tapping, taking a nice deep breath. Tapping the outside of the eyes, so where the temples are on either side. Tapping underneath the eyes. Tapping underneath the nose, just above your mouth. Tapping underneath the mouth, just above your chin. tapping around the jaw or massaging. So for this, we just really want to realise if we're holding tension in this area. So part of this is about becoming aware of what the body's holding. A lot of us have been going through life holding a lot of tension and not even realising it a lot of the time until we develop a symptom like a back pain, a shoulder pain, neck, jaw. So part of this practice that qigong allows us to do is reconnect to the body so we can notice when it starts to build up tension and soften, stretch, move and help it release to prevent those symptoms occurring. Okay, so with the jaw, I want you just to begin to move your jaw around, give it a bit of a stretch. And then start to tap or massage it. We're just supporting it to release some tension. And then we're going to massage the earlobes and work our way up all the way to the top of the ears. So all over the ears are acupressure points. So we're just engaging those, helping to wake the system up to get everything flowing. All the way to the top, you're just giving your ears a nice massage at the top and gently working your way all the way down, again to the bottom of the earlobes. Good. And then we're going to make a V shape with our fingers, placing one in front and one behind. We stroke up and down, so in front and behind the ear. Good. Okay. We're going to go down gently down the neck to that soft spot again, just under the collarbone here. Just do some tapping. At this stage, I'd like you to begin to tune into your shoulders. See if you think you're holding a lot of tension there a little bit. Is that an area for you that causes a bit of tension, a bit of problem? And I'd like to take some nice deep breaths together. And on the exhale, we're going to invite the body to soften and let go. So invite your shoulders to go down and sink just a little. I always like to say, we don't need to release huge amounts of tension, just a tiny bit of softening and letting go in the shoulders, in the tummy, anywhere in the body is going to be enough for change, to help get a bit more space in the body, to help energy flow a bit more. Okay, so nice deep breaths. And again, really let your body sink down on the exhale. Let those shoulders come down even more. And again. One more nice deep breath and releasing any lingering tension if you can. Okay. Just notice how your body feels after all that tapping and moving that energy. So for example, I feel a bit warmer, definitely feel warmer. I feel a bit more alive, actually. I can feel that sort of buzz of aliveness and energy moving, and that's part of what we get from this practice. When we're cold and still, we hunch over, we tend to tighten and tense and make our body a bit smaller, and we hold that tension that builds up. So practices like this are more important this time of year than ever, really, so we can open the body up and help it get into more of a healing state, more of a optimal health state. We're going to do some stretches together just to warm up the body. So if you're somebody that has limited energy for whatever reason, you might just be having a tired day, or perhaps you live with a chronic health condition that impacts your energy level, or maybe you have some kind of disability that affects you being able to do all of these moves. I want you to know that this session, qigong, is really accessible. You might just need to adjust it a bit to suit your needs. So if you have limited energy, you might want to just do a few of the stretches or even skip them just to focus on the qigong practice towards the latter part of our session. Or if there's a disability that prevents you doing all of the moves, just miss it out, adjust it, make it work for you. So qigong itself, we are stretching the body anyway. So these stretches aren't necessary, but they are beneficial to get that optimum benefit from the session. So I'll leave that in your hands, do what feels right for you. We're going to start by interlocking the fingers and rotating the wrists. first thing to do, check the shoulders are down. You want as much softness and yin energy, the soft yin, gentle energy, as much as that as you can get in your body. So we have layers and layers of softening. When we first start these practices, we tend to be a bit more like this. That's okay. We can't force the body. We can't criticize the body to relax and let go, even if that's how we usually operate the other way. We can only invite the body to soften and let go, and a little bit more each time you attend a class, a little bit more each time you check in with your body, softening the shoulders that few percent. That's enough for change. Okay, fingers interlocked still. We're going to bring the hands all the way down to the bottom and come up the other way. If you're struggling with coordination, please don't worry, it's really normal. When I start these stretches in classes, everybody's a bit confused and then they pick it up, so don't worry. And the other way. And we're going to work out some tension from the shoulders. So this is one of the most beneficial stretches that we do. Thumb and fingers together nice and soft, up to that collarbone point. And we're going to have a nice stretch all the way up and all the way back down. I said before about imagining this cloud of grey tension rolling away from the body. Now's a perfect time to do that. Really feel what it feels like in that upper body as you move like this. And the other way. So this session, we're going to talk a little bit about, as I said, that New Year and the Chinese New Year approach and philosophy. So in the West, we tend to focus on January, the 1st of January, bursting into the new year. And there's a lot of expectations around that sometimes. Keeping the hands here, we're going to turn the waist and bring the elbow back. There can be a lot of expectation around the new year. And sometimes we feel like a failure because we don't stick to the habits or the intentions. And the other direction. Well, it is still the depths of winter. It makes sense if you don't have the energy or the motivation, that's okay. In the Chinese New Year, it actually starts in late February and March, and the approach is slightly different. So it's kind of more connected to that natural time of bubbling spring energy, where we're more likely to have a sense of new life and hope and movement. Give your shoulders a bit of a shake. There's a bit more time, a bit more alignment with the seasons. So also we have just come out of 2025, which in Chinese calendar is the year of the snake. And the year of the snake has been a very challenging year for a lot of people. The idea behind the snake is that it's about shedding skin, it's about letting go. That can be energy, maybe toxic energy we need to release from the body. It could be clutter in our life, it might be relationships, it might be habits, it could be anything really, but things that might be coming up as challenges because we need to process it, move it, change it, release it, let it go, shed, in order to go into the new year. And we're coming into that soon, but not just yet. We're still building that momentum, so there might still be skins, stuff that we're shedding, that we're letting go of as we go into the year of the horse. 2026 in the Chinese calendar is the year of the horse, and that's exciting energy. It's very different energy to the snake. It's about intentionally moving forward, so it's very vibrant, bold energy, but it's not charging just for charging's sake. We're going forwards, having taken a moment to reflect and prepare, and then we hold the reins and we charge forwards as that horse. So it's very interesting new energy, and it's exciting to use this practice to just balance and open to those changes. Okay, so I hope that made some sense, but it will become clearer, I think, as we begin to move energy together. Okay, so we're going to do a move that is nice, kind of meditation. It's a bit of a stretch, and it's nice to really help you get into the flow of the movement. So we're going to hold this pebble. We're just holding a sort of flat, round pebble around the dantian. Your dantian at this point here, just below and behind the navel. So we're holding it here. And we're smoothing this pebble, we're smoothing this pebble over the top of the pond. So you can imagine it just skimming the water, creating a ripple. We lean out away from the body, making this circle around the pond. We come back in and we swap the hands, going the other way. Nice steady breath, softness in the shoulders. Get into this motion, this movement as much as you can. You can really lose yourself in this. And as we do this practice together, you can almost connect to this idea of all that energy, all that stuff, that clutter in your life, emotional, physical, psychological clutter, that perhaps you've been shedding or even resisting letting go of this past year. It can be nice to reframe all that, those challenges, as a letting go, to make space for something new in this year ahead. As you connect to that idea of letting go and shedding, curious about what 2026 might hold for you. What that energy of the horse, the having the reins, reflecting, going forwards with purpose and meaning. That dynamic, vibrant energy. We'll just do a few more. Okay. That's a really lovely qigong sort of meditative practice that you can take away. And like I said, you really can just lose yourself in that. You can do that for quite a long time. And the beautiful thing about qigong is that it is a moving meditation. So we're able to really get the mindfulness, the benefits of mindfulness, whilst we are moving, and also getting the benefits of stretching and keeping active as well. And sometimes it's hard to sit still, let's face it. So a moving meditation can be really helpful for us. Okay, good. So we're going to continue to stretch a little bit, bringing our fists together really nice and loosely, nice and soft. We're going to jab twice with the elbow. 1, 2. Open up the palms. 1, 2. So we're just going with that natural bounce of your body. Elbow, elbow, palm, palm, elbow, elbow, palm. One more set. And again, fists together nice and soft, turning twice on each side, one small turn and one bigger turn. Just go with that natural bounce of your body. Be careful not to overturn or stretch. Remember I said we're not pushing the body. Really, the philosophy of qigong and shibashi qigong is that if you could do 100%, draw it back, do 70%, so you keep that 30% in your store. You don't have to use up everything. Flop the arms around you, just turning that waist from the lower dantian point. Let the arms be nice and yin, nice and relaxed. So just wrap around the body, tapping and waking everything up. You can bend the elbow with a cupped hand, tap the upper arm. And then with a nice stretch, you can tap the upper shoulder. So you're kind of giving yourself a nice pat on the back, but a nice stretch in the process. And it's all been led by the waist still. The arms just follow. And then if you begin to slow the turn down, feel that energy buzzing around your body. That's a great stretch to take away. If you are sitting for a while, you feel a bit stiff, you're getting a bit cold, just get up if you can and do a bit of this stretch because it brings instant energy into the system. Okay, good. So we're going to do a little bit of a stretch for the legs up into the air with the fingers interlocked. So we lean forwards, we're going to stretch up as into the air and we're going to tense the body. And as we come down, we let everything soften and relax. Remember, as I said, you don't have to do all of these stretches. Just do what feels right for you. Same on the other side. So we're balancing everything out as much as we can. Good. Give your shoulders a bit of a shake. Help some of that tension, those grey clouds leave the system. Good. Hands on the lower back. We're going to make circles with the hips. You can wind them out and get a bit bigger, make them as big as feels comfortable for you. If you're seated, then just miss this one out. Winding back into the centre. And then wind out the other way. Winding back in. We're going to do some very quick stretches for the legs. These ones are a bit more of a challenge, so we want to maybe warm up the legs just a little bit because we're going to do some set 2 today, which is a bit more pressure on the legs. But remember, just adjust it for what feels right for you. So hands on the lower back. We're going to lock the legs out because we don't usually do that in this practice, but for this stretch, we lock the legs out and we're going to lean forwards and do some dips. To protect your back, keep it nice and straight and look ahead. Bring the shoulder and the elbows back. So we lean forwards and we're just going to dip, looking ahead. It's just a nice stretch at the back of the legs. You shouldn't be in any discomfort. Please stop if you are. And then we bring the hands down to our kneecaps, protecting our knees. And then if you want to, remember it's just an invitation. Keeping the hands on the kneecaps, you can go into a few squats and bob up and down with me, keeping a nice straight back. Going as low down as you can. It doesn't have to be really low. Whatever you can do is really good. Locking the legs out again, a few more dips. And a few more bobs. And gently coming up. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Good. Nearly there with the stretches. We're going to do some toe tapping together. If you need something to lean on for balance, maybe a wall or a chair, please make sure you do. For this, we're going to lean our weight into one leg, anchor it, bend that knee so it gives you that support. With the opposite leg, we're going to tap the toe in front, tap the toe to the side, behind and back in the centre. Forward, side, back, centre. Same on the other side. So start in front, to the side and behind, centre. So qigong is great for getting our energy flowing, and the practice that we do together, the moves have been selected for optimum balance. So we don't always need to know where we're out of balance in order to help ourselves feel more grounded and heal just through the process. Qigong is designed beautifully to bring natural balance to the system. Our body almost knows how to heal. We kind of just need to get out of its way, out of our own way, and create a healing state. So in Qigong, that's part of what we're doing. We're creating a healing state in the system. So the energy can flow, that qi energy, our life force energy, can begin to flow, cleanse, heal, massage, get everything back into equilibrium. Okay. Give your legs a bit of a shake. So if you come back to this idea of everything we're clearing and cluttering from our system and our lives, ready to go into spring that's coming up, the new year. And that's what we want. We want optimum balance, equilibrium, energy balance, just giving your hands a bit of a shake, but also creating space for new. So if we're still carrying all that old stuff, those layers, those skins, those parts, those things that we've been carrying for a really long time, there's no space for anything new to come in. And we want that new energy. There's new seeds to grow, there's new buds, the leaves on the trees, and like this. So we need to do that for ourselves. And that's what we're doing today. Okay, and another bit of a kick for the legs. And then we'll do the neck and the eyes, and then we're ready to go into our practice. So we're going to turn the neck really nice and slowly to the side. And then give your eyes a nice stretch over your shoulder. Coming back into the center. Same on the other side. Back into the center. Okay, I hope you're okay. Hope you're nice and warmed up from that movement, ready for our practice. Okay. So there are some key things to remember for the Qigong. Posture is really important. We'll do that together at the start. But your breath is the key, the central part of the practice. So you want to make sure that the movements are adjusted to match your breathing, that you're not holding your breath or making it unusually long. And it's okay if your breath is slightly different to mine. So you might just follow me today, particularly if you're a beginner. But the ideal is that you find your own flow. So it's okay if you're a bit ahead or a bit behind me. The main thing is following your breath. It really is the most important thing. And softening the body. So we can't do this practice up here with our shoulders up here like this. If you are like that, it's okay. It will just take time to soften and relax into it. And that might mean more practice, more classes. Over time, we tend to soften and let go, retraining, reprogramming the system to be more relaxed, to be softer. It's probably not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. But we just keep reminding ourselves. So you want to be as soft as you can. Remember that few percent of softening and relaxing is enough. So we keep reminding ourselves of that. And also mindfulness. You want to be as present as possible. Do you remember I talked about getting into a healing state, getting out of our own way? Well, the mindfulness is key. That's really where the magic happens, the meditation. So if your mind wanders off, it's okay. Try not to judge yourself. Mine does it all the time as well. We need to bring it back again and again. And the ways that we can do that is connect to the breath. Think about your breath. You can connect to your palms moving through the air. Just connect to your body in the practice as much as you can. How do your feet feel on the floor? How does it feel to move in a different way, really slow? And when our mind wanders off, we tend to speed up our movement as well. So we want to keep our movement nice, gentle, and slow. Okay, let's find our posture. So if you are seated, try and have flat feet if possible and a nice straight back. For those that are standing with me, feet shoulder width apart, softness in the knees. Let the hands hang by your side to begin. And this point on the head that we were tapping on earlier, the middle back point on your head, I want you to focus on this for a moment. We're going to imagine there's a string coming up from the top of the head into the heavens above, and it's creating this spaciousness in the body, in the neck, in the shoulders, those shoulder blades, the back, and the chest. It creates this opening as you hold your head a bit taller, a bit higher. And in contrast to that thread going up into the heavens, we've got these roots. We're imagining these roots coming down the legs, out of the soles of the feet into the ground, that are keeping your body grounded. So there's an opening, a lightness, as well as a groundedness, which can feel a bit heavy through the legs, a nice sturdy, nice and strong. Almost grip your toes to the earth if you can and want to. And we're working with this lower dantian, which is just below behind the navel, the bank, the store of all of this gorgeous energy we're building. And we're also working with the middle dantian, also known as the Crimson Palace. And it's our heart space. It's just here. So we're working with this as well. Okay. You can imagine these kind of connecting up and helping all this gorgeous, vibrant, new life and energy flow as we clear that space and that old 2025 energy that's left over. Intention is really powerful when we're doing this work because we can't see the energy, or most of us can't see the energy. So intention and imagination is really, really helpful. Begin to connect to your breathing, finding your natural rhythm. Going to give you a few seconds to connect in, to just clear the mind a bit. Focus on the breath. Okay, and a gentle gaze ahead. Some of the moves, when you get the hang of it, you might like to close your eyes, and that's okay as well. We're going to breathe in, bring the hands up. Breathe out as we bring them down either side. So this move is called regulating qi. In, let the hands just float up, nice floppy wrists. And as you breathe out, sink that weight down through your legs, really grounding yourself. You can imagine your hands are clearing that debris, that clutter from your energy system, from your life. One more. Flow into the next move with me, bringing the palms together in front. So they're not completely flat. They're not like this. They've got a slight gap. They're touching with a slight gap. Remind your shoulders to stay down. Take a breath in, bring the hands up, face the fingers up. Breathe out as they come forwards and down, softening the knees. Remember, keep the shoulders down. In. This is called moving qi along the microcosmic orbit. Okay, into the next move. It's called Wind Blows the Willows. So if you're a beginner, this is a little bit more challenging. It's from set 2. Be really gentle and patient with yourself. It just takes a bit of time. It's all about muscle memory and practice. And qigong's not about getting it perfect. We're just moving the body in a different way. We're doing a bit of reconnection. So try to just be kind to yourself and your body. I know it's not always easy. Popping one foot out, we're going to, you'll follow me from behind, I think it'll be easier actually. Okay, so we're going to pop our right foot out in front of us with the toes up. And then we're going to bring our left hand up in front of us and our right hand behind. If you aren't so good with your left and your right, then this will be more challenging. So just be patient with yourself. So just a reminder, right foot is out in front, toes facing up, right hand's behind, left hand's up in front. We take a breath in together, and then we breathe out as we lean into that right leg, bringing the right hand up and the left hand behind. We breathe in as we rock back. So when you get into it, get into the hang of it, really soften and notice that lovely flow, imagining you are those branches of the willow tree just flowing in the breeze. Softening the shoulders and the arms. We'll go into the other side, so same again. I'm going to pop the left foot forwards, this time with the toes up. We're going to have the right hand out in front, the left hand behind. A good way to check you've got the coordination correct is when we lean into the left leg, you're going to want the left hand to be up, the same side. Okay, so left hand back, right hand in front. Take a breath in with me. Breathe out. We're going to lean into the left leg and bring that left hand up in front. The right hand comes behind. We breathe in. We lift those toes up as we come back, and we pop them down as we lean forwards. Okay, well done. Like I said, that's a bit challenging. So yeah, patience and practice is key. Fingers together for this one. Do you remember we talked about that middle dantian, the Crimson Palace and the heart space here? We're working with this. This is a really nice one based on what we've been exploring around shedding the skins, decluttering, letting go of toxic energy, making space for something new, something more invigorating, more new life, more hope. I'd like you to connect to this idea that we are detoxing the heart space. So those emotions, those tensions, we're going to imagine that we're allowing them to flow out of the heart space, down the leg, down the meridians in the leg, and out of the bubbling spring point in your foot. So the bubbling spring point is just under the ball of the foot. So when we do this move, it's important you pop your foot on the bubbling spring, not the tiptoes. Okay? If any of these moves you can't do, intention, imagination, that's enough to get things flowing as well. Fingers together, all of the foot, either foot is fine. Breathe in, breathe out. So you're smoothing and releasing any of that toxic emotions and energy down the leg, out of that bubbling spring point, and coming back in as we breathe in. Same on the other side, all of the foot. Breathing out, smoothing those meridians, sending it out into the earth. So you might like to think about what you're releasing tension, releasing stress, breathing in spaciousness, breathing in health. What do you want to release and let go of? You can repeat it to yourself. Imagine it leaving the body out of that bubbling spring point. Releasing worry, releasing fear. Breathing in empowerment, breathing in confidence. breathing out judgment, breathing out anxiety, breathing in strength, breathing in integrity. Just helping ourselves shed the last of that debris, stuff that we're finally ready to let go of. Okay, at the end of this move, we're going to go straight into the next one. So bring the arms up like so. We're going to do fisherman cast net. So we turn the waist, swap the arms. These are nice big arm movements. Nice and flowing. Just find a steady rhythm of your breath. Shoulders softening a few percent if you can. Focusing on those palms moving through the air. Okay. Next we'll go into Immortal Leads the Way. So with this one, you can do leg movements as well to add an extra layer to it of challenge, or you can just keep the upper body movements to keep it nice and simple, whatever feels good for you. So for this one, we take a breath in. We've got nice floppy arms and hands. We breathe in, we bring the hands all the way up and all the way around. We start to breathe out and we make sword fingers. So that's our middle and our index finger together like so. And we make the sword fingers when we get to our lower dantian and not before. And then we're going to point to the side of the sword fingers. And for those that want to do the leg movement with me, you can do a little bow as you point. Same on the other side, okay? So remember, practice and repetition. Give yourself a bit of time. Breathing in, breathing out. Making our sword fingers, point and bow. So I'm popping one foot just behind the other leg as I do the bow. Breathing in all the way up. Nice floppy hands, breathing out, making your sword fingers at the dantian, point and bow. It's going to be a bit tricky if you don't have enough room as well, so just adjust it as you need to. You can bow down as low as you want to. Some people challenge themselves to go very low. Some people do just a gentle bow. I do something in the middle. Okay, bringing our hands to our hips. So this one's called Mischievous Boy Kicks Legs. And it's a bit of a play on balance. So if you need something near you, please do that. We're going to take a breath in as we lift one foot up. We're creating a right angle. So we're not leaning in like this. We're creating a nice right angle with the leg. And then we're going to kick out like so. So other leg. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. No shame on leaning on something. Qigong is great to help improve balance, but we might need something to lean on in the process. Okay. The next move is called Holy Crane Worships the Moon. So the same as before, we're going to involve a bit of leg movement for those that want to, but you can just do the upper body. So for those that are seated as well, just do the upper body. It's a really nice move actually. So you can enjoy it in any way that you want to. Okay. So we're going to take a breath in, bring the palms up and together. Breathe out with a little bow. Other side. So if you're doing it without the bow, you're sort of just getting a little bit of stretch and movement in the waist. Quite like to connect this one to this idea of worshipping nature. So it's called Holy Crane Worships Moon. Taking a moment to really appreciate the beauty of the sky, the beauty of that moon. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of more gentle move now. We're going to close with one that's called Yellow Dragon Pushes Up Claws. So this is great standing or seated, but it's also really good cleansing the energy. So we'll bring a bit of tension in and then we'll release through those claws. So bringing our fists together, but not building up too much tension. We breathe in and we breathe out as we push our claws forwards. We bring tension into the hands and relax, coming up with that in-breath. Breathe out as we push those claws forwards. Be careful not to tense up those shoulders. One more. We'll just do a closing move, bringing the fingers together, palms facing up. Breathe into the heart. Turn the hands over, breathing out. And scoop up at the bottom, into the heart, and out. One more. Bring the hands to your lower dantian. Interlocking your thumbs. Women, left hand on the outside. If you identify as a man, you have a right hand on the outside. Just holding it here at that lower dantian. Give it a bit of a rub, a bit of nourishment, some warmth in there. Give your hands a bit of a rub, build up some of that chi warmth. Nourish the lower dantian and the middle dantian, that heart space. And then send a bit of warmth into your kidneys. And finally, dusting off the body. So all of that old sort of heavy energy that we were helping release, finally, release the system, the last bits hanging on from 2025, we're just brushing them off. So they come up from the marrow of the bones. This is what the Tai Chi masters do. And we're just helping it to leave the system to make sure we don't reabsorb that energy. It's really ready to leave. Okay. Thank you so much for joining the practice with me today. Remember, you can go back and watch previous classes if you want to do a bit more practice. There's a playlist. Been doing these for a while now. Remember to soften the body, connect to your breath, be mindful, and be kind to your body. Meet it however it is on that day, in that moment. Plenty of water and rest if you need to. And I look forward to seeing you for another session soon.